Okay, I was really hoping this wouldn't require a part two, but the first one I looked over it as it's kind of finalizing right now, and there's a couple things I didn't mention that I wanted to do a better job of. So we're gonna take off at the gate here. This is a really important part. This is something I had a pretty hard time with myself. There's lots of different ways I've seen it. I've seen ideas where people kind of have it just come up to about here and leave the top open. That works if you're going to, kind of reach in and pick up your guy and pull him out when he wants to come out. Another option I've seen is pretty much a similar style of this, only in reverse, where rather than coming up, the door drops down, which originally was how I had this set up, so that when he does want to come out, he has something to walk off onto. But because of my space here, the door doesn't exactly come down all the way. It hits my bed, and yeah, it doesn't really work. So mine goes up, and I'm going to build him a little ramp that he can walk out on. But for now, when I let him out, I just kind of lift him up and put him out on the floor. The door that I have is basically made out of 2x2s, which are drilled together into this nice little frame thing. I put these extra ones in, probably not necessary, but I use them for support because I did think he was going to be walking on it. Now that I have it this way, I would have probably taken a little less, maybe used one right about here and one about here and have it be that. He's held in by this screen that is, I got this at Home Depot. It's very simple. It's window screen. It's the exact same stuff I have on my screen on my window. It works great. He's been up at it. He had a claw up on it the other day, and he was kind of licking at it when I was in here, kind of eyeballing me for some food. But basically, if you're gonna do something of this style, I really recommend a couple of these guys. Just simple little locks with a latch, just to prevent the gate from falling and hitting you in the head. They work pretty good, aside from when they do this, which is really weird. I've not had this one act up like this before. Great timing. I normally would figure this out. There we go. There we go. So they work pretty good, except for when they do that. And then basically what I have is, for when it's shut, I have part B of part A, which is your simple gate lock. Up, lock, and it's just so that, it's not necessary to keep them in, but it's nice for, when you want to sleep and stuff. And yeah, the hinges I have on, here's a pretty good look at how it goes. It's just a very simple gate hinge. I use some pretty heavy duty screws in there so that they can take the pressure of being up at times like this and not really give me too much grief. Another good thing that I really recommend, because when you simulate your day and your night cycle with your lizard, I have, for the electrical side here, pardon the mess, I have 2 power bars. This one's hooked into my UVB bulb and my halogen bulb, and then my heat lamp is just a regular heat lamp that's on 24/7, is on with the same power bar with my Xbox and my TV. Really handy for that. So when nighttime comes along, if I really want to, I can just flick the switch and those go out to leave just the red light on. Daytime comes around, flick the power bar on. Very straightforward. Yeah, another part I realized I messed up on was explaining how I put this together. I did bring the bottom in, and then I did put the legs on inside the room, and then I brought the top in to put on top of it. The top actually, as of right now, in some spots isn't even screwed on there, but the top weighs so much, and the bottom weighs so much, and it's so sturdy that it's not going anywhere. These pieces of melamine are actually sucked into the rim here, so really I wouldn't have to screw it in. I probably will, just because it's something that I'll kind of forget, and yeah, it's something it's just so that it's out of the back of my mind, and it's something I can kind of brush off the list of things to do. Another thing I was going to point out, and this is more of a tip for your Tegu. I don't know, like, some people say it's a good thing for helping to tame it. My guy, he gets a little rowdy at times, but at other times he's pretty good. I put a shirt in his home. I don't know what he's doing right now. I'm gonna lift his lid up to see where he's at. I don't know, he's sleeping right now. I really don't want to bother him. But as you can see, he's actually nestled right in to my shirt there. He loves it. Absolutely loves it. I can't, like, some days I have to actually, like, lift on the shirt to kind of wake him up and get him out of there, or he will just sleep for hours on end. It's nice, it holds the moisture really well, and my guy just absolutely seems to love it. I don't know if anyone has other experiences with that. If you do, I'd love to hear about it. But he will actually, like, climb into the bottom of my shirt and wrap himself up completely. It's pretty weird. I was a little bit worried about it at first because I thought, maybe he won't be able to find his way out. But apparently it's not too much of an issue. Now with this here, this 2x6 here I'm using as a guide for my substrate level. I know I don't have enough in there right now, but basically I'll show you from here. My melamine sheet on the bottom is sitting right about here right now, and this is a 2x6, which after shrinking, because it's measured 2x6 before it's dried in the kiln, it's actually about 5 inches, 5.5. So that ½ inch on the 2x4 plus the 2x6 is giving me roughly 6 inches, and I just need to get this up a little bit more. But a good thing to do, like with my plywood pieces here, with this 2x4, I still need to do this one. But with this guy, I did seal it with that aquarium silicone. I basically got in with the caulking gun. Like this side, you can see really well. It's really nice and shiny. I got a good layer here, but basically it sealed the wood up, and I put it in completely so that even if water hits this wood, it's just gonna kind of beat off because of the silicone. And that's going all the way up to this little notch we had to cut in, which was another minor little adjustment. There's gonna be little things that come up unless you are like a perfect person with construction. I'm not. I had a couple little things come up. Basically, you gotta just deal with it. It'll happen. You find solution. Yeah, so that's pretty much how I built my enclosure. For the person I'm responding this to, hopefully it gives you some ideas. Maybe you already have your ideas and you just kind of want to check it out. I don't know. But I really, really do recommend the melamine sheets for your wood. It's really great. It's kind of ugly because it's just like white and it doesn't really add, like, it would be nice to have that plywood look with the wood chips I have for my substrate. I couldn't find cypress mulch anywhere in Western Canada, which sucks, but I have this just jungle earth, jungle bark kind of mixture here. I'd eventually like to get them on orchard bark, but that's another topic. But yeah, I definitely recommend the melamine if you don't like it in terms of color, or yeah, if you don't like it in terms of color, hang some plants up. I've got more to hang up on this side. It's kind of tricky to get in there with his tub in the way. But yeah, you can also hang. I wouldn't mind hanging some from the roof, but it's not really necessary. Kind of a fire hazard with the heat lamps being there. If you have really hot heat lamps, for me, I just think it's not really necessary, and I don't quite have the money to blow on silk plants. I'd much rather spend it on other things. So yeah, that's my Tegu enclosure, and I'll probably be putting up a couple videos of the Tegu himself and other junk, because I'm victim to the reptile thing. In the last month I've got my bearded dragon, leopard gecko, and my Tegu, which is quite a jump up from the other two. But yeah, enough rambling.